so I'm picking them to upset the replacements. For the next matchup, we're going to be talking about yours truly and the Dirty Jersey Birds going up against G-Men Ballin. Basically, like I said in the intro, the Dirty Jersey Birds wrap things up. They are in the playoffs, the #1 seed, 11-1 right now, going up against 6-6 G-Men Ballin, who are red hot. They've won 4 in a row. But let's get into this week. What's going on? Tony Romo against Eli Manning, both predicted for 20 points. I think both are in for big games. I don't think there's going to be a lot of running going on for Eli and the Giants against Green Bay. They're going to be throwing the ball a lot. Eli went for 400 against the Saints. It wouldn't shock me if he went for 400 against that Packer defense. I think he can put up some big points. I look for him to go for at least 20 to 25 points this week. I'm leaning more towards 25. He went for 28 on Monday night. I think he could do it again. I'm going to say he goes for something along the lines of 25 points. As for Tony Romo, he's against Arizona. And I'm going to mention Jason Witten in here too as well, since I have Jason Witten in there for the Dirty Jersey Birds. I think they can combine for 40 points, something along those lines. So I think they're both in for big games. And then we're going to get to the running backs. Chris Johnson and Roy Halou. Hello to you. And against Marshawn Lynch and Michael Bush. We saw Marshawn Lynch. He was predicted for 13. He went off. Beast mode on Thursday night, just crushing the Eagles. Went for 26 points, I believe. He, put on a show. Michael Bush is going up against Miami. Miami has been, a little stingy against the run, but Michael Bush, in the absence of Dan McFadden, has been an animal, straight up beast. I think he can continue it. He's predicted for 12. I think he can go for that. I like 10 to 12 points for him this week. Chris Johnson against Buffalo. I think Chris Johnson's getting his legs back. I think he obviously he ran all over the Bucs, who have a terrible run defense. The Bills' run defense isn't that great either. He's predicted for 14 this week. I think he goes over 100 again and a touch. I like him for 16 points at least against Buffalo. Roy Halou, big question mark. He's predicted for 10. He had a big week last week. He went for 20. There's not that much offense going on in Washington, so he's the guy. It's going to be interesting to see how well he plays picking up the blitz. That's been one of his problems this year, and Shanahan has pointed that out. So the Jets like to get after the quarterback with the blitz. So it's going to be interesting to see how many plays Roy Halou can really be on the field, especially when it's passing downs, trying to protect the quarterback, because he is dynamic as a pass catcher as well. But he's predicted for 10. I think 10's the max. I think you're looking more along the lines of 7 to 9 points. But if the Jets struggle, I think Roy Halou's going to be the reason. But again, 7 to 9, maybe 10 points. When it comes to the wide receivers, we're looking at Mike Wallace and Larry Fitzgerald against Brandon Lloyd and Andre Johnson. Obviously, Lloyd can make some noise against San Fran, but Sam Bradford, I believe, is going to be out this week. I think he's out. I'm not 100% sure on that, and obviously I don't have time to really look, but I'm pretty sure Bradford's out this week, so I think that's going to be a problem. Obviously, Steven Jackson's not going to be able to establish runs, so they're going to be trying to throw the ball. You can throw the ball on San Fran. We've seen that. Lloyd is a strong target. He's going to probably have Carlos Rogers on him all day, but I think Lloyd's predicted for 12. I think it's a little bit high, but Lloyd has had one game against the Niners. It was one of his best in his career, but 9. I'm feeling maybe 9 points for Brandon Lloyd this week. As for Andre Johnson, no Brett Grimes, so he's probably going to be seeing a lot of Dante Robinson, probably a lot of double coverage rolled over with Thomas Deku as well. I'm not really sure what we're going to see from Andre. Again, with TJ Yates, he didn't do much in his comeback week. We could see him more, since I think Atlanta's going to be trying to lock down the run. So they might be forcing Yates to throw, so he's going to throw Johnson's way. But I think he's more along the lines of 5 to 7. He's predicted for 7 this week. I think he can hit that. As for Wallace and Fitz, I love them both this week. I think Wallace is finally going to get out of his funk against Cincinnati. I think Ben's going to find him deep a couple times. I like Wallace this week a lot. As for Larry Fitz against Dallas' secondary, I like Fitz as well. I don't care who's throwing to him in Arizona. He's going to get the ball. They see what happens when he gets the ball. I think he has a good game. He's predicted for 11. I think that's a strong guess. I already talked about Witten. Antonio Gates against Jacksonville on Monday night. Jacksonville, like I said, is tough against the pass, and they've been giving up about 8 points to fantasy tight ends, and Gates has been doing well for himself. He's been finding the end zone here and there. Last game he went for 10 points. The last 2 games he's gone for double digits. In the last 3 of 4 games he's gone for double digits. So he's finding the end zone, and that's what what it's going to take. I think he finds the end zone again. So I think we're looking along the lines of 10 points for him as well. Then we come into the flexes. Right now it's Julio Jones and Nate Washington. That can obviously change. Julio didn't get much action last week. He only had one. He had one target, and it wasn't really an official target. It was pass interference call, and then it was all Roddy the rest of the game. So I think they're going to try to incorporate him more into the offense this week, especially against Houston. They're going to try to see what kind of coverages he faces. I think Roddy's going to get a lot of attention, so Julio might have a chance to to show something. He is listed as questionable right now, so that's going to be something that's played by ear. He's predicted for 7 right now. I think that's a good guess because I think he's going to get some yards, but end zone could be iffy. As for Nate Washington against Buffalo, he's predicted for 5. He's obviously one of the top targets if not the top target other than Chris Johnson when it comes to the passing game in Tennessee. So he's predicted for 5. I think it's hard to really predict for someone like Nate Washington. 5 points, I like him. I think he can go for like 7 to 10 points. It's possible, but 5's a safe bet. Kickers, I like both of them this week. Sebastian Janikowski, he's listed as questionable as well, but I think he's just he's Sebastian Janikowski. He's just hanging out at practice. He doesn't have to do anything. He's Sebastian Janikowski. He just, has his wife beater on, drinks a beer, and then he just goes and kicks. That's what he does. And I'm pretty sure, I'm confident he's going to play this week. And if not, obviously a move will be made to pick up a kicker. But he's facing Miami this week. I like him going for double digits again. Billy Cundiff is going up against Cleveland. Again, I like Baltimore a lot in that game. I think they'll be scoring points. Billy Cundiff has been one of the better kickers this year, so I like him he's predicted for 9. I think he goes for double digits. I'm going to say 10 for him. And then finally we have the defenses. Houston and against the Bengals. 2 of the top defenses in all fantasy this year, really. And really when it comes down to it, they're facing some tough matchups this week. I mean, obviously Houston has Atlanta, which I've talked about a lot recently, in this video and the previous one. And then we have the Bengals going up against Pittsburgh. So they're not easy matchups. I think both are going to be tough games. The Bengals have played, the Steelers tough all year, especially in that last matchup. So they're nothing. They're not pushover defenses. They're not gonna roll over for Big Ben and crew. But I think they can. They're predicted for 7. I like them more. I like them for more. I like them for at least 10 points, maybe 12 if they can get a couple picks, which it's possible. But Ben's been playing hot recently, so it's gonna be. I think 7's a little low. I like 12, even though Ben has a great record against the Bengals and some strong numbers. I'm feeling Dalton. I'm feeling the Bengals defense this week. I like what they're going to be doing. I'm going for at least 10 points. As for the Texans, they're predicted for 10. I think that's a good bet. I think they're going to be playing Atlanta hard. Obviously, we don't know what's going on with Michael Turner yet, what's going to be going on with him. So they're predicted for 10. I think it's a safe bet. They've been giving double digits for the last, I don't know how many weeks, but at least the last 5 weeks they've been going for double digits and strong double-digit numbers. I think they're going to. 10's a good bet. I'm going to go with 10. I like that. When it comes to a winner in this one, I got a minute left. I got some time to actually break this one down. Marshawn Lynch put a big dent in it, and it's going to take a lot for the Dirty Jersey Birds to enter the playoffs at 12-1 and go into their bye. But I do think that the Dirty Jersey Birds are going to win this one. They're favored by 9 right now. Obviously, that changes based off of what Marshawn Lynch did, but I think Romo and Witten are going to be leading the way, and I love the wideouts this week. Obviously, we also have, Antonio Gates to worry about, and the Bengals defense, what can they do? And Eli Manning's going to put up big numbers as well. But I think in the end, the Dirty Jersey Birds are going to walk out of this, and I think Tony Romo will be the reason. Obviously with Chris Johnson as well, but I think Tony Romo and Jason Witten are going to combine for at least 40 points, and they're going to lead the Dirty Jersey Birds to their 12th victory and into the playoffs. And that is my breakdown for this game. I'll see you in a few.